my god. Yeah. Guys, it is currently 12 o'clock at night and I had nothing better to do, so I decided, hey, since I have nothing to do, why not start my YouTube channel? So yeah, I decided to start this and started off with a crazy story, and I'm ready to put my stories out there. I'm going to be a Storytime YouTuber mostly. I might switch it up sometimes, but I'm just doing YouTube because I want to get my stories out there. They may help somebody one day, and I'm doing this preferably just because I feel like it's fun. I feel like it's a great hobby, and it's just something I want to do because it makes me happy. So yeah, let's just jump on into this. And a disclaimer, I know this camera quality is something horrible, but I did order a camera, but it's taking too long to get here, so I just decided to record off of my phone. So I hope you guys can just bear with me here. The first couple videos are going to have to be off my phone because I'm going to be waiting for my camera to arrive. Then that's when I can start putting good quality videos out for you guys. So yeah, let's jump right in. So the story I'm going to be telling is the time I got third-degree frostbite and from running away from the cops in a fucking high-speed chase, being 14, getting drunk as fuck, okay? I know this is kind of a long title, but if you read it, I'm sure it's something shortened and better. So yeah, so it was a weekday and I had a friend named Oxy. Now I was in the 8th grade when all this happened, and I had a friend named Oxy. That's not her real name, but you know, I had a friend named Oxy, and me and her were best friends. Every day I would go over to her house after school. Every weekend we were always getting lit, partying. Me and her were really close. I still talk to her up to this day, but we're not that close anymore. So it was maybe a Thursday or Friday. I know it was close to the weekend. And I went over to her house after school. Now Oxy was talking to a guy, and we're just gonna call him Arnold. She was talking to a guy, and they were like in the talking phase. They weren't in the dating phase yet, but they were in the talking phase. And Arnold was with his friend named Tide, and Tide had a car. So Arnold wanted to hang out with Oxy, so Arnold came over to Oxy's house with his friend Tide, and it wasn't like a double thing. It wasn't like a double date thing. Like, I did not like Tide at all. We weren't really vibing. Like, we were friends, we were cool and stuff, but it wasn't anything more than that, you know? So I was out there on a, like, you guys know what? I got the alcohols, I got the bottles. Let's go for a cruise. And we were drinking Captain Morgan. We had 2 fifths of that bitch. Disgusting, I know, dark liquor. Ugh. But we had 2 fifths of Captain Morgan, and Tide was just like, okay, bet. So I live in a very small town, and it's in the middle of winter. It's negative degrees outside, and I left my phone at Oxy's house just to charge because it was already dead because I used it all day. And when they got there, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I know, why are you out on a weekday at 1 o'clock in the morning? Why couldn't you just wait for the week to the weekend? Because, bitch, I'm wild. I was crazy. I don't know. Okay, ask my past self that if you can, okay? I need you to ask them some questions for me too. Or some questions for me too. So let me explain to you guys what I was wearing. I was wearing a shirt exactly like this. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was a shirt exactly like this, but it was yellow, and the roses were brighter, and I was wearing red leggings and slip-ons. Not no shoes, not no boots, some slip-ons with some thin-ass socks. And let me tell you this again, it was -degrees outside. It was chilling. The snow was about ankle deep, alright? So that's where the frostbite part comes in. But anyway, let's continue. So yeah, those details are important later in the story. So we all go on the torch cruise, and like I said, not a torch cruise, we all go on like this little drinking cruise. Oh, my computer. We all go on this little drinking cruise, and like I said, where I live, it's small, so like it's really easy for you to start going to like the country, access those roads. So we started heading out into the country at 11 o'clock at night, just drinking, you know, having fun. And me and Oxy were in the back seat, and Arnold and Tide, they were in the front seat. Tide was driving. So after like 10 minutes of us driving, Arnold was like, hey, can I sit by Oxy? And I was like, ooh, you know, like, ooh, girl, I get it. Like, I was like, yeah, you can sit next to your girl or whatever. So I let him, so he crawled in the back and I crawled into the passenger seat, and we just continued drinking. Not even 5 minutes later, probably less than that, we see lights turn on behind us, and Tide is just like, oh shit, I have a warrant out for my arrest, I cannot get in trouble. It was his car and everything. It's not like we stole the car, but he had a warrant out for his arrest. And I was just like, dude, like, why did I hang around people like that? I do not know, okay? God, for the life of me. But so I just was like, wow, I'm fucked. I'm already in so much trouble, you guys. I cannot get in trouble again, or they would take my probation. Like, I was in the process of getting put on probation when this happened. So like, if I messed up, they would take all that away from me, take away probation, and all the trouble I was already in would get put on my record, and I was not trying to have that. So I was just like, oh my goodness. And also another important part of the story, Tide, his doors were on child locks, so it's not like Valley and Alex could like hop out the back, like open their back doors unless they were open from the outside. And I was in the passenger seat, and it applied for mine too. So cops start chasing us, and Arnold's just in the back. Punch it, Tide, punch it, just do it, bro, fuck it, let's fucking do it. So fucking Tide, he pushes the gas pedal to the floor, and he turns into this cornfield, because we were driving next to this huge ass cornfield. And since it's winter, there wasn't really corn, but there was still like stuff in the cornfield, like trees with no leaves on them and stuff, like little like stick trees and stuff. And he was just running those over, speeding out of that cornfield. So he's still speeding, and we finally hit a road at the end of the cornfield, and we lost the cops. Now, if you keep going, I'm going to have to give you guys like a visual. If you keep going straight down the road that we were on, you would hit the freeway. But if you keep going straight, then you turn, those are like the back roads to get back to Oxy's house. So that's what we were telling Ty to do, was just take the back roads so we can get back to Oxy's house, avoid the cops. But his stupid ass, dude, he should have been looking out for himself. He knew he had a warrant, and his dumb ass was just like, no, let's just take the freeway. Let's just take the highway. It's fine. Just trust me. Just trust me. Why would I put myself at risk if I know I have a warrant? I promise nothing's gonna happen. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nigga, are you crazy? No, just turn. So he wasn't listening to any of us. He wasn't listening to any of us, and he just wanted to do his own thing. So he kept going straight and got on the highway. So I'm just like trying to relax, trying to calm myself down, because my anxiety was throbbing, my heart was pumping, I was scared. My friend Oxy, she's in the back crying. Arnold's holding her, so cute. And I'm just sitting in the front like, oh my god, like I cannot get in trouble again. Like, this is really not happening to me. This is I'm gonna wake up any moment now. It's gonna be a dream. Like, this ain't happening to me. So, but it was happening to me. But, so we're driving on the freeway, and we're close to getting in town. Like, we're almost in town. And again, I look behind us, and there's a car right on our ass. Like, I'm not talking about, like, here's our car, and here's the cop car. Like, not even a fucking foot away. Not even. They were so close, and you can tell the reason why they were so close is because they were trying to run his license plate. And I was like, wow, we're getting in trouble again. We're about to, like, nigga, you better pull over this time. Just fucking pull over so we don't get in that much trouble. Like, we were already in deep shit, but his ass felt to put us in deeper shit, and he pushed the gas pedal to the floor once again, putting all of our lives at fucking danger again. And I'm just sitting in the front like, no, this is not happening to me. This is not happening. And at first I was just telling him because, like, where we lived, like, there were like houses with driveways so long, and we could have just pulled into one of those, turned off the lights. I could have called me a cab, went home. But he was just not listening to me, and because he wasn't listening to us to tell us to turn, that's one reason why we also got in trouble, because we could have got back to Oxy's house without having to go through all that we went through that night, and I wouldn't have got frostbite, and I'd be living around in school in crutches for 2 whole months. Anyway, so he starts speeding, and you guys know them car places where, like, they tow your car and they, like, compress them and squish them and stuff? Yeah, so he drove into there, and he drove, like, behind the, like, building, and he just hits the woods. Like, we're driving into the woods now. So he's running over logs and trees trying to get out, and then we finally smack and hit this huge tree in his car just because, like, there's so much slushy and stuff. He was stuck in the snow. Now, when he hit the tree, my window shattered, the passenger window shattered, and I was just like, you know what, this is my chance. This obviously happened for a reason. This window that I'm about to jump through is either a blessing or a lesson, and I'm telling you, it wasn't no blessing, okay? I should save my skinny ass in the fucking car. So, but wasn't thinking at the moment, thought I was smart enough to get away. So I jumped out the window, and I tried to open Oxy's door because, like I said, it only could be opened from the outside. But, ooh, I almost said Tide's name. But Tide, he wasn't unlocking the door, so even if I did try to unlock it from the outside, it would still be locked. So that didn't work, so I just started taking off into the woods, and I'm running. As I was running, like, my shoe got caught on one of the, like, logs that were, like, in the forest, like, in the little wood area. So my shoe got caught, so I'm running in one sock, one sandal, and fucking the snow. And it's negative degrees outside, wearing legit what I'm wearing right now, leggings and a little crop top t-shirt thing. And thinking I'm smart enough to get away. So I was legit down the road from our casinos. Like, we have a big casino and a little casino, and, like, the little casino was closest, and there's this thing that we have called the shuttle, and it transports you to all the casinos. It transports you from the little casino, which was where I was going, to the water park, to the big casino. And the little casino and the big casino were right next to each other, and then the water park was by my house. So the reason why I was running to the little casino is so I can get on the shuttle, the bus, and get a shuttle to the water park, and then from the water park I can just get to my house. That's what my plan was. But I didn't want to walk, like, the main way to get to the little casino, because the cops would have obviously seen me, and because there are police all over where the casinos are, just because of terrorists and stuff like that. So I was going behind houses, and I ran into this big ass parking lot next to the little casino. So I get in that parking lot, and I hid under this truck. You guys, to try to shield myself from the cops, because I seen one that was coming down the road. So I hid under a truck. And right when the cop passed, I waited a couple seconds, and the coast was clear. So I started booking it. The little casino. I booked it across that street to that little casino. I've never ran so fast in my life, and my feet were numb. I couldn't feel my feet at all. So trekking through that, and I was out in the snow in the -degree weather for a good 20 minutes, like, not even kidding. I was trying to hide from the cops for so long in the snow. Like, I was running through the ditches and everything. It was just a whole mess. I should have just stayed in the car. I put myself in a worse isn't a word, but in a more messier situation than I could have easily have avoided. So right as I'm about to walk into the little casino, I see cop lights flash up behind me. I see the cop and he's coming, and then I turn my head and I'm just like, well, fuck, it's over. So I just sit down and I'm just like, wow, I got caught again. I'm in trouble again. All this shit's gonna get put on my record. I'm not gonna have a life. I'm not gonna be able to go to college. I'm not about to be able to do anything with my motherfucking life anymore just because I got in trouble again. So the cop came, and the cop was very, very rude, you guys. I'm telling you, not all cops are nice out here, so you just gotta be careful. And my cop was very, very rude. So when he pulled up, he like yanked me off the sidewalk because I was sitting on the sidewalk, and he fucking put me in handcuffs, you guys. I'm not even joking. The guy put me in handcuffs, and I was like, I'm 15, sir. What am I gonna do to you? Like, what did he expect me to do? Like, was I gonna try to fight him when he has laser guns and fucking shooters, pew 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 and shit? Fucking, like, no, I'm not dumb. Like, you can get me out of these handcuffs and get me somewhere warm because I was freezing. And so he was like, no, and he threw me in the back of the police car. And when he did that, I was just like, wow, that fucking sucks. And he threw me in the back of the police car, and I was sitting back there crying because at first it was my hand that was hurting really awfully bad. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10 of how the pain was, it was an 11. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating. It hurt so bad. Like, you know how when you're like out in the snow playing and stuff, and then as your body is warming up, or whatever part was cold and warming out, how bad it hurts as it's warming up? That's so horrible. I wouldn't wish that pain on anyone. So my hands were hurting, and I was asking him, hey, can you turn on the heat? Can you give me somewhere warm? Can you give me a jacket, a blanket, something? And this nigga throws me a towel. Like, literally, it's not even bigger than this motherfucking shirt I'm holding. Like, it was literally like this. No, not even that big. Like, this freaking big. It was such a small fucking towel, and he expected that to keep me warm. A damn towel? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that honestly made me so upset. Like, wow, I hope karma comes back and bites you in your fucking ass. Like, not even kidding. And on top of that, I was sitting next to a canine, because in order for them to find me, they found my, like, sandal that, how I told you guys my sandal got caught in the woods. The canine sniffed that out, and they found my sandal. So, yeah, they had me in a canine car next to this big-ass dog. And I was like, well, that fucking sucks. Like, the dog was legit right next to me in a cage. I was like, well, at least it can't get to me, but this shit's whack as fuck. So we finally make it to the police station, and when we get to the police station, my friends are already there. Oxy, Tide, and Arnold, they're already there. I don't know where Arnold and Tide were. I don't know where they were, but they put me and Oxy in a holding cell together. And holding cells are legit horrible. Like, all you have is like these 2 cement slacks for you to sit on and a tin toilet. They still didn't even give me a blanket, and I was bawling my eyes out because my hand hurted so bad, and my whole entire hand was purple, and I just did not know what to do. So Oxy's parents came and picked her up, and my mom didn't have a car, so it wasn't like she could just come pick me up right when I called. No. And Oxy's parents were trying to take me, like, drop me off at home, but the cops were like, oh no, we have to release her to her guardian, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, just fucking let me go. Like, just fucking let me go. Like, just stupid. But they were like, no, we're just gonna keep her here until we contact her parent. So they were just like, okay, whatever. So I was in that holding cell for about 2 hours, and my hand was hurt. Not even 2 hours. Why am I already exaggerating? I was in that holding cell for about half an hour, and my hand was still hurting, but I could feel my feet like starting to tingle and starting to hurt. And so what I did, when you get like locked up, I wasn't locked up, but like when you get like, when you only have like limited resources, you start to get creative. So bitch, I got creative, and I took the tissue, because that was like the only thing that would get me warm there, and I started wrapping my feet up in the tissue. I started wrapping my feet in the tissue just so I can like try to warm them up, and I was like blowing in my hands, just trying to warm myself up because I was freezing. So they finally opened it and tell me that they're gonna take me home, and they did give me a breathalyzer, by the way. They gave me a breathalyzer, and my thing was pretty high. Like, I was drunk, you guys, but that whole situation just made me sober up, but my numbers were still up there for my breathalyzer test. And so I got home, and right as I walked in the house, since my house was so warm, because my mom always kept on the heat in the winter, since my house was so warm, like all that warmness like hit my foot, and that's when my foot started to actually warm up. So that's when the pain from my foot kicked in, and that pain was way worse than the hand pain. Like, oh my god, I was screaming and crying. Like, you guys, it wasn't no like little boo-hoo, my foot hurts. It was like, bitch, get me to a hospital ASAP. My foot feels like it's about to fucking die and fucking fall out. Like, my whole entire foot was like purple and red and green all in the bottom. It was so disgusting, you guys, and I was just sitting there crying and screaming. My mom realized that yelling at me wasn't getting me anywhere, and I would sit there yelling in pain. So what she did was just she gave me a bunch of medicine to help me like fall asleep and like make the pain go, like not go away, but like ease the pain. So yeah, that worked. Shout out to you, mama. Thank you for that. That worked, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up in the morning at like 6 o'clock, about to get ready for school, I didn't feel any pain, but my little sister turned on my light and she looked at my foot. It was just like, oh my god, Maya. And I'm just like, what? And then she was like, your foot is huge, it's swollen. And so I look at my foot, and it legit has 2 huge knots on it, and the bottom one, like on my heel, is filled with blood, and the top one is just full of like, it was like basically a huge I forgot the word for it, but a huge like dome on my foot filled with like pus. Oh my god, oh my god, and stuff like that, from my skin separating from it being so cold. So my feet were huge. I couldn't walk on them, I couldn't do anything, and my mom just told me to go back to bed and that we'd go to the hospital in the morning. Now when we went to the hospital in the morning, since we lived right across the street from the emergency room, so that was very convenient. We went there in the morning, and my doctor told me that I had 3rd-degree frostbite, and they gave me crutches, and I was in school with crutches for 2 months. Couldn't walk on my foot, couldn't anything, couldn't even put a shoe on it. I had to put these huge ass fluffy socks on every day. They couldn't give me a cast because not like anything was broken also, so you guys are thinking about that. And yeah, it was freaking crazy. So I couldn't walk under anything, and it was just horrible. And I've definitely learned a lot of lessons from that. So yeah. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. There are gonna be lots of crazy stories coming up right after this, and I am new, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, you guys, and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. Link will be in the description. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a nice day. Bye.
If you ain't got bottles of bands, bitch, don't book me. Run up on a dark alley in a black hoodie. This is the sugar trap, turn your shit to pudding. I'm always in the stoop, bitch. Look at what I'm